back up in the building, trash talking with the old heads. You know exactly what it is. I'm your host, Dante, along with my old head debate partners, Greg C. What it do, bro?
Yeah, know who it is. Your boy Greg C. No excuses. Play like a champion. Play like a champion. Play like a motherfucking champion. Let's go.
And
I gotta hype myself up in this bitch.
that member of the other member of the Niner gang, JW. What it do, bro?
Hey, I'm still over here doing this, still over here talking shit, still over here surrounded by nothing but greatness. You see them, giving an homage to the grizzled Utah Jazz today. You see
Greatest
it.
thing on that screen is in that little purple outline with the red shirt that got number 22 on it right there. That's the
that
great.
right
that is the greatest thing that you could possibly have on that screen. The greatest.
These three bobbleheads gonna be champions.
I ain't say three. It's one.
These three gonna
shirt.
be champions at some point. But anyway, why play like a champion? Be a champion.
And let's not forget our sergeant at arms. What it do, soldier boy? Say what's up to the people. Say what's up to the people. He holding it down.
Gotta give it up to soldier. Gotta give it up to him.
Gotta give it up to soldier boy. You know what I'm saying? He holding it down up in there. Of course, we gonna get into a little Travis Hunter today. A little bit of your boy, the Hall of Fame, Sterling Sharp. Gonna talk a little bit of surviving new segments, surviving Jerry Jones. Of course, we're gonna talk a little bit about some dildo tossing. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into a little bit of that.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Damn, Paul.
But let's start in Cleveland, well, actually in Carolina, where your boy Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, man. Hey, first and foremost, we got to make these people hit this like and subscribe button. Do not forget to smash it. Do not forget to comment.
You cannot leave without smashing.
Smash that bitch.
You must
smash that bitch. Subscribe button, like button, the alert bells, the notifications, all that. So you'll let you know when we all talking.
I ain't leaving without smashing.
Yeah, they got to know when we doing the shit that we love. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna keep bringing this content as best as we can, as much as we can, from the perspective that the old heads have. You know, a group of fellas that just love talking shit. We ain't pundits. We're not talking heads like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless.
Right, we're not athletes. The NBA or the NFL.
Hey, these athletes, we watching the show. I love it though. Let them talk their shit, get into their noise. It's like a 3-ring circus. It's like the WWE. Exactly. I love it. Cam Newton and Gilly the Kid going back and forth. We ain't none of that. We ain't gonna provide y'all that. Now we may go back and forth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna go at it, but we ain't got no none of them.
As far as athletes out there, we don't give a damn what you think. You know what I'm saying? This from a fan's perspective. I don't give a shit what you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We got perspective. When I come see you play, I pay my goddamn money. I can think whatever the fuck I want to think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't give a damn.
What the old heads say, we say what the hell we want to say.
When we want to say.
Dante.
Yes, sir.
We was talking about this last night, and I felt like we need to, before we get into these sports topics, we need to talk about the things that old heads have to go through. Now, I got something coming up. You just had something going down.
And for those,
tell us about your experience.
What are you talking about? I did have to have a colonoscopy on Friday. You know what I'm saying? So when you get a certain age as a man, especially black men, that's serious business for a minute though. There are certain things you must do, you know what I'm saying, as a black man to keep yourself healthy. Because early detection is very important when it comes to cancer among black men, you know what I'm saying? We don't like going to the doctor a lot of times. That's the stereotype, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's that, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times when people don't go, maybe it's because maybe they might not have insurance, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't think people just don't go. But I know there is a stereotype out there about doctors and some people in the black community, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm over that shit at this point, you know what I'm saying? I have to go. I'll share. I don't mind, but I'm diabetic, you know what I'm saying? It's under control, though. It was 4.7 last time I went, so that shit's well under control, you know what I'm saying? Sugar levels all good. But there are some lifestyle changes in life you have to make sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And part of that is going to the doctor regularly, getting your checkups and everything. So colonoscopy, my boy, just to let you know, because I know yours coming up on the 28th. it ain't a fun procedure. You know what I'm saying? You bear it all. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun being out there like that. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you told me you had to toot it up, man. Is that true, man? You had to toot it up,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna walk you through the whole. They bring you up to the room. It's this area where it's like all these little bitty mini rooms where everybody's behind blinders and you getting undressed. You butt naked with the little gown on.
You in that bitch butt naked,
Butt
dog?
naked with a gown on, dog.
Oh,
You laying there till they come wheel you to the OR. They put your IV and all that in and tell you about, hey, we're gonna put you under, yada yada yada. It's gonna take 20 minutes unless we find some, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So all you go through all that, then they will come wheel you in. The nurse they come wheel you down. You get in there, got about 3 nurses in there, an anesthesiologist and the doctor or whatever. You're all in there. The nurse tells you, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Need you to roll over on your side. And of course, your ass is out now. You know what I'm saying? You might have a blanket over you or whatever, but then you got to move that bitch. And then she put a little something, toot your ass up so she can put the little thing under your ass.
damn, you got to do it.
So you're on your side like this with your ass up in the air, kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? And they show you got the little thing so you see where your ass gonna be on the screen right here. You know what I'm saying?
Your ass getting penetrated, dog. You watch your ass.
You don't get to watch it though. But by the time they start, your ass, trust me, the shit they give you, your ass is out already. So basically, I remember them saying, count down from 10, nigga. By the time I got to 7, I was probably out. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, man. They put any nitty oil on the penetration device.
Yeah, I feel like they put something on there. You know what I'm saying?
Greg has asked 2 questions that I cannot believe. I cannot believe it. Last night, the dude said, "Do they put you on the?"
If they don't, you at the wrong kind of doctor.
you done find yourself in P. Diddy's practice.
Right.
Oh my God.
And today he want to know, do you get to watch yourself get the Okay.
I should hope not.
Oh man.
I was like, man, they gonna make you watch yourself get penetrated.
When you're in there, once you get on your side, you can just see the screen. You can see. You can see.
I ain't looking forward to this at all. God,
no, it's not one of those things that you will ever look forward to in your life ever.
We can make light of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
We're on the other side. Glad that my brother is doing well.
No doubt, man. They found a couple, I think, very, very small polyps. Right. They said they were small and flat. So, of course, they still take them out. You know what I'm saying? And then what they'll tell you, is we'll test them to make sure they're benign or whatever, not malignant or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The message is get them. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't pass them.
Colon exam, right? You got to do it.
My first one was well past the time I should have got it. But everything was fine. But don't miss them if you can help it.
Right.
It's definitely better to know than to not know.
Right.
And then you have a situation where it's too late, or where you've put a harder fight in front of you.
Right. Early detection is definitely the key. You know what I'm saying?
And I've seen it on. I've seen both sides of it. I have one of my closest friends who went through it, found cancer, fought it, beat it, and then I have the other side where it was too late for a very close friend. So just do right by this particular procedure, because early detection is key.
Rest in peace, Guido.
It's a difference, yes, for sure. It's a difference between putting a fight in front of you or just having something that you just have to manage to get rid of. So very, very key. And if you're wondering, we hear all the time, especially with Black men, Black people in general, and we talk about not wanting to go to the doctor or fighting through some stuff. I recently fought through, and this is way lighter than what we're talking about, but I fought through a very hard flu that was misdiagnosed, and I ended up being sicker longer with that diagnosis. But I didn't go to the doctor for a week. So I made myself, where I gave myself a harder fight by just thinking I can just fight through this, just a cold, won't be nothing or whatever. You know, sometimes you just need to go and get, you know, just go and seek those things out. We have a history because our road in this country, our road in this life was different. There was a time where we couldn't trust doctors. You know, I was born in an actual hospital in my city where the black people went to go get born. You understand? The black people went here to get seen by doctors, because if we went to the other hospitals, there was a trail of there was a trail of not doing so well by black people, or not even wanting to see black people. Right. So that's where that kind of comes from, when we put stuff off when it comes to our health in that manner. So it's not from nowhere, but it's something that we should all fight to overcome, and definitely get these checkups that we need, right, as men. Period. You know, don't pass it up. Go get it done.
Make sure you got your primary doctor, man. Make sure you got a primary, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Aside of the vulnerability of having to go through that, and I hope they gave you some ditty oil to. I'm gonna ask for it. Hey, man, grease it up, man. Don't do it to me like that.
Let me kill him one more time, JW. Now, the first shit after you get out the hospital, be prepared to see blood.
You need some time to yourself, man.
Let's get into time to yourself.
Yeah, I know that's a hard transition.
Yeah, let's get into this shit.
You need some time to yourself. You definitely need some time to yourself.
Oh, you do. You know what I'm saying? You need to come down to the basement and just put on some soft music and reflect.
I ain't putting on no soft music. Nothing soft getting played, sir.
Oh,
got to remind myself I'm a man, Damon.
Yeah. Man, well, let's get into this Shedeur Sanders conversation, man. Of course, Browns had their first preseason game. Shedeur got to start 14 of 23, 138 yards, 2 TDs. They win 30-10. So I don't know if y'all saw the debut. I did watch it. Well, I watched as long as he was in the game, so I did watch it. You know what I'm saying? Then I even went back and rewatched it because I wanted to watch some of the throws, just see his in the pocket presence, some of the things I wanted to look at. What were your thoughts, JW, on what you saw? And should he get a chance to be the starter?
Before I start, let's give Shedeur and the Sanders family a round of applause. Let's give them just a little bit of a round of applause.
Tell me why.
Tell me
why before I start clapping, or why I'm supposed to be clapping.
Well, because they've endured some nonsense, whether it was brought on by them, whether it was intentional with the league, whether it was fair or unfair. They had a hill to climb. They were put in a specific place where they had to rise to get to this point. By no means am I saying he's won anything or whatever, but I'm clapping for the endurance and the ability to put your head down and
especially
work.
During his cancer, Dion's the father, the patriarch of the family or of them boys, having to go through what he had to go through. So
having to have his bladder removed. So I'm clapping for the endurance of this family, for them to be able to stand upon their father's name and come out of a situation that didn't seem likely that they would have to go that route, and then for them to get to this place, even though we're talking about dealing with injuries ahead of him and whatnot, and of course them not wanting to play the person that they want to have a starter. I'm applauding that move as well as his performance, which was decent, although it's all, in preseason. But we heard in camp all along that he looked better than his counterparts, his constituents, but he still wasn't getting the first team reps. We kept hearing all these things out of camp. So there was a bit of a hill, so to speak, for him to climb. And it looks like he's doing just fine so far in his journey in the pros.
Yeah, man. All of the stuff that we heard about, why his draft status plummeted the way that it did was all negative. and I don't know how true those rumors were, but I kind of bought into some of that because when you looked at him play at Colorado, was he anything less than a second round quarterback? I know some people, I know, Jerry, you had him high on your board. I didn't have him as high as some people did, but he was no less than the third best quarterback in that draft.
I had him
behind,
second. I had him second. Behind
I
Ward.
had him as a second rounder. No
I had him
way.
second as a second quarterback.
Second quarterback.
Behind Ward. You know what
I
I mean?
had him either second or third. I could understand people saying Jackson Dart was a little bit ahead of him, but there's no way that Dylan Gabriel should have been ahead of him. There's no way he should have failed a fifth. And so when the draft happened, I was like, man, this has got to be something more than just him. Definitely his talent. So did he, piss people off by the way he acted? Who's to say? There were reports that he did, and then some are now saying those reports were exaggerated. Okay, fine. But for Cleveland and their owner to do the things that they're doing, you know what I'm saying? Number one, if you didn't want him, why draft him? You needed other positions, right? So either you're playing a game or you're being very disingenuous in this situation. It feels more like collusion now after the fact, because what we're seeing are the numbers that even though he's not getting any first string snaps in practice.
Put it in context too. He went out there with the starters against starters, not having played with his starters, which that's why I give him big credit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And when you couple that in with he's been the best quarterback in practice as far as, comparative to, the snaps that they've played, the amount of passes they've thrown, based on the numbers coming out of camp. This is not a third or fourth string quarterback. It's not. Is he a starter? Who's to say? But he definitely should be a backup somewhere. Right. He should definitely be a backup somewhere. He was decisive. He looked the part of no less than a backup QB. He made some solid throws. Yeah, he had one or two throws that he could have hit. He got out of the pocket. Yeah, he got out of the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He made a couple plays that he, tried to do too much, trying to scramble and lost a couple, you know what I'm saying?
He had two overthrows that would have really made his numbers pop had he not missed them. You know, he missed one way he rolled out. Had he not missed the running back right there in the flat. That was there in the flat.
That was a big play. Wait, it was at least 20 yards.
Yeah.
And a first down. So
right.
Yeah, this is insane to me. Flacco should come on, man. Flacco, he's a statue. He's a freaking statue.
Flacco should be training and preparing Shedeur to start. That's the way they should have gone after. That's the way I would have done it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the Cleveland Browns.
To me, the Browns missed their opportunity to squeeze the last amount of juice out of Flacco when they let him leave Cleveland the first time and go to England. If they wanted to squeeze the last bit of juice out of that man's career, it should have been last season. And thinking that they can come back and do a redo.
Because of Deshaun, they couldn't, though. With that contract, you couldn't afford to do it. You know what I'm saying? That mistake is being compounded like every year now. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just compounding the mistake every year now.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do after, and again, it's just preseason game one. So we got to see some stuff.
This week in practice will tell you a lot. Does he get first team reps this week? You know what I'm saying?
Or they keep saying he's a fourth string quarterback because if I need to see Dylan Gabriel on that field.
Right.
I need to see who was their backup. They got Flacco one. Kenny freaking Pickett, man. Come on. He done had his time. Come on, man.
Yeah, it appears that it should be, if you're gonna start Flacco should get first team. And then to me, it should be Shedeur getting the second, because playing around with Pickett after his trek through the league. Come on, man. We know what that dude is.
The problem is the decision makers who made these decisions will look stupid because they gave up draft capital for these guys. They gave up a second-round pick for Kenny Pickett and a third-round pick on Dylan Gabriel. I think his name is Andrew Berry, will look like an idiot now if Shedeur.
Already an idiot.
jumps to the front of that. And that, I'm just saying that's what Shedeur, I think, is fighting at this point.
Right.
Organization as far as the GM and coach who have picked Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel and used high draft capital on both.
I tell you, when you watched that game,
I did.
And you sat and you looked in them stands. How many number 12 jerseys did you see in that stand?
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you completely. I'm just saying this is what he's going to be fighting because their job, what is the owner going to be saying and looking at them like, y'all, you wasted the 2nd round pick and the 3rd round pick.
Ass.
Right.
Get you some better GMs. Make the tough decision.
But the problem is he's now trying to distance, because I think he's the one who made the decision to draft Shedeur. But he's trying to fight that public game. Oh, no, it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even know we were going to take him.
Who you referring to?
The owner. That's what he said. He was like,
I thought the owner came out.
He's distancing himself from the pick. He said he didn't force anybody to make the pick. That going into day 3, they didn't even know, wasn't even thinking about Shedeur. So it's like at this point, everybody seems to be trying to distance themselves from the Shedeur pick at this point. And
I thought I saw the owner say, if I had known they were gonna pick Shedeur, I would have stopped it. Like word for word.
But that's what I'm saying. He's distancing himself from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to distance themselves from Shedeur. And even after the game, the coach, if you watch his body language, it's like he don't want Shedeur to really be good. It seems to me, I could be wrong.
Let him go. Let him go.
It doesn't seem like he wants Shedeur to be this good. You know what I'm saying?
Let him now.
But the facts are the facts. You know, he's better than Dylan Gabriel. I'm sorry. I said it. We
don't have to apologize. We ain't got to apologize for that.
I could have told you that before the draft. I could have told you that last year that he better than Dylan Gabriel.
By all reports, we hadn't had a good report on Dylan Gabriel in camp since camp started. All his numbers were ass, all of them. So we don't have to apologize for that. And if Shedeur's numbers were looking better and he not even running with with first and second stringers, you know, in camp, then, you know, kudos to him. Like I said, he's got to heal. He had to overcome the draft pick. He's had to overcome the owner. Everybody.
Mary Kay Cabot, I think I was reading her article about the whole situation. She's pretty plugged into them. If you read her work, I think her name is Mary Kay Cabot or something like that. If you read her article about it, she's saying basically the only thing holding Shedeur back as far as him and Dylan Gabriel, Dylan seems to process the offense faster. But I couldn't tell on the field. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he does. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the situation. But she says that's the biggest thing at this point for Shedeur, where he has to catch up, is in processing the information. So if that's the truth, okay, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I just looking at him perform the other night, bruh, I just can't see why at this point he's not at least 3rd.
That owner's statement makes me think that this really is collusion. It stinks of collusion, dog.
Right. And this is what it said. If you had told me Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur, I would have said that's not happening. He made it clear that general manager Andrew Berry's decision to draft Sanders described it as good value at that point in the draft. So he's distancing himself from it, saying that it was Berry. But I just can't see it at that point. The way you just took a QB in the 3rd round, you spent a 2nd round pick on Pickett, and in the 5th, you decided as a GM to go get another. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not buying it.
5 quarterbacks on the roster with one of them being on the PUP, just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever at all. As this is one of the dumbest organizational moves I've ever seen.
And it's becoming their worst nightmare because you saw, like you said, G, you see all the jersey. I think they said he was the number 1 or 2 in jersey sales in the NFL. So now it's becoming a problem for them. You know what I'm saying?
They better work out. They better work out because the fans.
I'm gonna be honest. As soon as I heard the owner on the mic and I heard that draw, I was like, yeah, this is some bullshit. When I hear that draw, man, I don't trust nothing. I don't trust nothing coming out of that face when they got that type of Southern twang.
Coming out of that pie hole.
When it's coming out like that, I don't trust nothing they got going on, buddy. Better believe it. Right or wrong.
And for those that's watching, That's coming out of a white pie hole. But yeah, man. But yeah, I think I think by mid-season he's gonna get the start. I really do. I don't think it'll be early in the season, but about mid-season, I think he will have separated himself enough from Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett where they'll have to start him. And if they're a smart organization, you have to see if one of these two rookies is your future. Now, Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he have a chance in hell of being an NFL starter. I think he's destined to be a career backup. You know what I'm saying? One of those kind of guys who's a career backup, never to be a starter. That's just my thoughts on Dylan Gabriel. But Shedeur, I think, has a shot. And I think by the middle of the year, if he's not on this team, on some team, he'll be getting a shot. I know the Saints could use him right about now. But that's just me.
Now we get to go on to his teammate, his former teammate.
Your boy Travis Hunter, man. Got played both ways in his preseason debut, 18 snaps, 10 on offense, 8 on defense, 2 catches, 9 yards, had a long of 6 yards. Defense, no real stats. Missed 1 tackle on the running back. Big boy went on right on by him. He couldn't bring him down. So I guess the question is, man, is this a sensible thing for them to do, to play this man both ways?
I don't see it.
Doesn't make any sense.
It'll make sense to me. Not all snaps, and it seemed like they may not play him that, especially when you said he's listed as a second string cornerback.
Right now he is. Yeah.
Right now, right. So one thing about it in the NFL, you're getting the best of the best at every position, unless you're playing somebody that's injured, and even then, they're pretty damn good.
Right.
Shedeur, even though he did what he did in college, which was very impressive. I mean, not Shedeur, Travis. He did what he did in college, was very impressive. Very impressive. I was like, there's no way he can play that many snaps every game, and he did it damn near every game. But this is the NFL, dog. You have to be a master of your art, of your craft. And in order to do that, you have to dedicate time in learning your craft. You have to dedicate time in being a student of the game. You have to dedicate time in scouting your opponent. You can't spend but so many hours doing each if you happen to devote yourself to 2 different positions. Can you be in the same room with your wide receivers as your DBs, even though it's, I'm pretty sure they have meetings together, but I'm pretty sure they have their individual meetings as well. I'm pretty sure they have their individual drills as well to go over defensive coverages, to go over game planning. There's no way you can spend that much time in a day to master your craft. And then you putting your body at risk playing against the elite players. These fellas are bigger, stronger, faster than what you've seen in the Big 12 and in the SWAC. Stop it.
Right. I agree, man. Because it's a situation where he's going to be a jack of both trades, but is he going to master either one of them? You know what I'm saying? Or is he just going to be average at 2 things, JW?
Right. Yeah, the other things, and I agree with everything both of you said. The other thing I want to add to Greg's point is, think about the amount of time that you are taking away from your family already by becoming a pro. Now you're putting yourself into the position of learning 2 positions, training for 2 positions, practicing for 2 positions, meeting rooms for 2 positions, film on 2 positions. All of that's time that is taken away from your recovery time, taken away from your family time. It's taken away from that aspect too. So, my whole thing is, and I guess I've been trying to be consistent on this. If we understand you've done it, little league, high school, you did it in college, you had some injury concerns that you had to get through. You handled that better in the second year at Colorado than you did in the first year. Was able to, at least look the part of an Iron Man. But my question, and if it's your heart of hearts and it's just a thing you want to do, okay, cool. But why? Why do it when one position pays more? One position gives you a slight advantage of knowing when to expect collision. On defense, you're expecting to make contact with another body every freaking down. Why put yourself through that? That is, to me, is just so taxing. I don't believe it can be done at the level that he wants to do it or that he has in his mind, is trying to play every snap like he did in college. I don't believe that's a realistic goal for the pros at all. I really don't. But I just have to question why we are doing something like that. You know, I know they did it, you know, back in the day in football, and we have reasons why, but doing it now in a 17 game season plus the playoffs, if you can go that far, to me, it just does not make sense. And I don't understand how his team wouldn't try to talk him out of that and show him the benefits and of it and the things that's going to hurt him trying to do it. It just makes no sense to me. Not at all.
Yeah, I have to concur with both of y'all, man. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at him. I was watching the other day. Of course, I watched the rewind on that game and when they were showing it or whatever. I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can hold up to it. You know what I'm saying? Playing receiver and cornerback. He's not that kind of size. You know what I'm saying? For one, you know what I'm saying? And that showed when he tried to bring down the rookie running back for the Steelers. That showed, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't get him on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see it. And that's only gonna get worse if you're playing offense. You know what I'm saying? Then to go back out and try to play defense when you're tired and bring guys down to tackle Jamar Chase, to tackle T. Higgins, tackle Justin Jefferson. After playing all the snaps on offense, I just don't see it, bro. And I know Deion said he's a special kind of athlete. I get it. Most of these dudes are special kind of athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody out there special.
Everybody out, like G said, these are the best of the best, bro. I just see him. First of all, I'm just gonna be honest. As a receiver, I thought he would be average in the pros anyway. That's just focusing on being a receiver. I'm not sure he was Justin Jefferson or Malik Neighbors. I didn't see that at Colorado. That's just me. Again, we're not pros. I'm not a pro scout. Just watching them play, though, at Colorado, looking at him play wide receiver, could he be a nice number 2? Maybe. But I didn't see number 1 wide receiver. I'm not sure I see number 1 corner. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not sure I see.
I would say just what I saw on the field again, you know, this is just my projection. I believe he would be better suited if he devoted his time at cornerback because he has the requisite athletic traits to be a Deion Sanders lockdown type cornerback, and being able to utilize his all-world athletic prowess to help an offense from time to time, being a third down receiver, being a gadget play man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even return a punt or two. You know what I'm saying? Doing that, but spending most of his time on the side of the ball.
I will. I think he has I agree with you on that. He has a better chance of being a number 1 corner than a number 1 wide receiver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. That I agree with you. I'm just looking at him run routes and stuff. He don't even look like them. Not even coming out of college. He don't look like Chase. He don't look like Jefferson.
He definitely won the great. He just used his athleticism.
He's just a better athlete. He's always been a better athlete than everybody else. Exactly, and that's not the case anymore.
And in the pros, you got to be a better technician of your position than anything. Just because everybody else is just as talented. So it's going to be interesting to see. I just couldn't imagine being a part of his team and, you know, just not giving him the pros and cons, like giving the pros and cons, a shorter career or a longer career versus, you know, the time with family, time away from family. And everybody pays a price when you become a professional in sports as far as lost family time. But my God, you are really cutting that down when you're trying to, you know, be the best at 2 positions. So it's a road, you know. I wish him nothing but the best.
Me too.
I just don't think it's possible.
It will be one of those things we will be talking about on this podcast, though, as this year goes on, because it's definitely going to show itself one way or the other. Either he's going to be killing it and we're going to be like, hey, we were dead wrong, or it's going to be like they got a decision to make.
I'm rooting for him. I root for him, but I hope he made. I'm rooting for Shedeur. I know I know we're finna wrap up and go to another one, but I know I had some. I didn't think Shedeur was gonna be, that type of quarterback, like an elite quarterback. But I can't stand when I see what's happening to players happen to him. So I'm rooting for him as well. I
No
hope he proved all of us. I hope he proved me wrong.
No doubt, no doubt. I agree. Of course, let's move on, man. We had the NFL Hall of Fame induction. Shout out to the class of 2025. Eric Allen, cornerback. Your boy had 54 interceptions. I think 8 pick sixes I saw. Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, who I read was the first one to, what was it? Did y'all read it? He was the first one to not play college football. I think that's what I saw. The first Hall of Famer to not play college.
Right.
To
Because
make
he
the Hall.
played basketball, right?
Right. So the first one to do that. And of course, the one we're going to get into today. Brother of Shannon, Mr. Sterling Sharp. All right. So 595 receptions, 8,134 yards, and 65 TDs. 3 first team All Pros, 5 Pro Bowl selections, gets inducted. Question is simple enough, JW. Did he deserve to get in? Or did he get into the hall of what would have been?
First of all, congratulations to everybody that made it into the Hall of Fame. A grand career accomplishment, something that comes with a huge following, and usually you can follow a trail that leads a player into the Hall of Fame, the greats of the greats. The only way I can justify my take. This is my take. Was he worthy enough to be a Hall of Fame? I should have looked this up, but I'm not sure which ballot this is that he's gone on since he's retired. Since he retired from the game. I think what the eye test tells me, this dude was a monster in the pros. The eye test shows me that his skill work, his technician work, his speed, his aggressiveness to go get the ball. He was a threat at all levels, deep, short, intermediate. I saw all of that in the clips that I've watched from Sterling Sharp. The eye test says he's no doubt in my mind this dude would be a Hall of Fame. With his career being cut short due to injury, I don't think his numbers were enough. If the Hall of Fame is to be what Dion has described it as, and saying that there should be an upper room in the Hall of Fame, and then that allows you to separate people like himself from other people like Sterling Sharp. So numbers wise, it was kind of shaky. I don't know if 4.5 years or 5 years is long enough for a Hall of Fame career, but I will question how deep did his numbers get him in the playoffs? Was he ever a threat to lead his team to a conference title? Was he ever a threat to get his team to a Super Bowl? Those are the questions that I have. And if the answer to those questions is no, then, wow, how does he get into the Hall of Fame? But whatever ballot this is that he got on,
yeah,
maybe that's the way you appropriate it and make it right by
so 8,130. Of course, we're going to take Jerry Rice out of it because his numbers are ridiculous. Randy Moss had 15,292. Marvin Harrison, 14,580. Chris Carter, 13,899. Michael Irvin, 11,904. The only one he's even close to out of that group in touchdowns is Irvin. Him and Michael Irvin had the same amount of touchdowns, 65, but we know that they ran the ball a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he'll be
they ran the ball a lot.
Yeah,
They didn't throw in the red zone. They weren't really throwing it to Mike like they throw the wide receivers. Now Emmett got most of those touchdowns. So, but just looking at this man, he just don't belong. G, what say you, sir?
Listen, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I went through the numbers. I had pulled up also where he ranked when it comes to Hall of Famers that are, wide receiver lists as it relates to Hall of Famers. He has the least amount of seasons of any Hall of Famer by one or two. So I'm gonna say it like this: if Bo Jackson ain't in, Sterling can't be in.
Ain't be in.
This supposed to be the Hall of the Greats. Now again, he had a stellar season. 5 out of the 7 seasons he was in the Pro Bowl. He had 3 all team first pro. But was he dominant in any one season? Yeah, he led the league in receiving yards 1 year. He led the league in receptions 2 years. That okay, 1 year lead.
Right, it's not enough.
That's just 1 year. That's just 1 year.
That's big. That's big. When you out there with Jerry Rice, that's big. That's big.
That's not enough, though.
Not enough.
That is not.
I'm not saying whether or not it's enough. I'm just saying that's stout.
Did it lead to winning?
You catch more balls than Jerry Rice.
Did it lead to winning? Did it lead to winning at a high level?
Right. Back in when even Lance Allworth has more yards than him. I mean,
Paul Warfield.
Charlie Taylor. And
he only played
these are eras where they didn't throw the ball like that. Charlie Taylor. I mean, come on, bro.
Is everybody you name in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
These are all of the wide receivers that are above Sterling Sharp in receiving yards, at least.
Right.
Tommy McDonald, Paul Warfield, John Stallworth, Fred Biletnikoff, Harold Carmichael, Charlie Taylor, Raymond Berry, Lance Allworth. And then you get up here to the truly greats: Calvin Johnson, Don Maynard, Michael Irvin, Charlie Joyner, Art Monk,
we understand.
Steve Largent, Andre Reed, Chris Carter, James Lofton, Andre Johnson, Marvin Harrison, Tim Brown, Isaac Bruce, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens.
What's the group?
I used to question how Lynn Swann was in, but at least he got Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? You can say, okay, that's about Super Bowls, because he don't have no numbers either. When you look at Lynn Swann, he ain't got no numbers.
But like y'all keep saying, it was in a running league,
right?
So exactly. He has to have the comparable numbers to be in the running era,
right? Lance Swann only has 5,400 yards,
right? Okay. So my question is, where is he? We said he was closer to an Irving in yards, right?
No, touchdowns.
So what's those numbers? Irving and him. 65 touchdowns. So what's the yards? What was his total yards again?
Michael Irvin got over 10 bands of yards.
Okay. And his is what?
11-9. 11-9.
81-34. It's just, I mean, I get it. He was averaging over 1,000 yards a year. I get it. But Sterling Sharp should not be in the Hall of Fame. I think that's a lot of, I think his brother helps.
His brother?
That helps. Him having a platform, I think that really does help. Him being in those rooms to talk to those other Hall of Famers, to convince them that, hey, if my brother had not gotten hurt, y'all know what he would have been. And let me say for the record, I agree. I think he would have been a Hall of Famer had he not had that injury. I agree too.
I don't agree. I don't see the correlation between his brother's platform and
I'm saying they're in the meetings and talking about they have to vote on these things. So when they're in those meetings, you don't think
because the people voting ain't watching his brother talk about.
Listen,
they're in the meeting voting on players. Shannon Sharp is in that room with these other Hall of Famers voting,
and he's in the media. So Shannon Sharp has a big enough platform where the things he say like, I'm in the Hall of Fame.
You're saying the player vote. So the player
when he say stuff like, I'm in the Hall of Fame, I'm the only person in the Hall of Fame, but not the best player in his family.
Right.
When you say stuff like that in the meeting rooms and in the media, that can filter into somebody's thinking and filter into their voting. You know what I'm
saying? I would lean more toward the players. Like my first part of it, the eye test, he was 5.
Right.
So I can see the players leaning toward when I saw him play, he was unstoppable. We couldn't nobody do nothing with him. And blah,
Right.
blah,
When he
blah.
played the 49ers, you knew he was going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? He was a problem. You know what I'm saying? So I think Greg and I agree with you on that. But that doesn't make you a Hall of Famer, is what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do I think he would have been? Absolutely.
Bo Jackson argument.
Right. It's the
would
same
Bo
thing.
Jackson been a Hall of Famer had he not been injured?
Right.
Hell yeah. He
Right.
may be even the leading rusher of all time.
Bo, but Bo, what'd he do? 3 years, 4 years, 5 at the most. Maybe not even that long. So
Sterling played 7.
I thought it was 4 or 5, I thought. Yeah, 4 seasons. 4 seasons.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things, man. You know what I'm saying? But congrats to him. But yeah, I'm starting to be with Dion on this and other people. My thing is like, it's not the Hall of very good. It's not the Hall of what would have been, you know what I'm saying? Or what should have been. It's the Hall of Fame. Either you did it or you didn't, you know what I'm saying? And that they devaluing it to me, you know, whereas at this point, it don't even mean nothing no more at this point. But let's get into the segment that I've been waiting on all week. We have a new segment, people, from your boy Greg, that we are calling.
Right.
What we call it? I'm gonna give it over to you, G.
Hashtag surviving Jerry Jones. Y'all know the surviving R. Kelly and surviving P. Diddy. And you know that these the people that was on these documentaries had been violated in some way, shape, or form. Cowboy fans,
you've been violated.
We've been violated. We have been violated. We have been taken advantage of. We have been abused for far too long. So this series is brought to you by a disgusted Cowboy fan in the hopes that other fans like myself gain the strength and the courage to speak out against this vile, delusional piece of shit. That's right, I said it. Vile, delusional piece of shit. Him and Trump are both best friends, damn near. They are one and the same. If I could, I ain't gonna even say what I want to say. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't want to get, I don't want the FBI at my door. But anyway, I have suffered long enough with this bullshit, and you have too. Not to take credit, but I've been done with the Joneses since 1998. Jerry, you can attest to that. Dante, I believe since you've known me, you've always heard me say I can't stand Jerry Jones. So let me take you through my timeline of where I have been emotionally abused and taken advantage of as a fan.
Is the Randy Moss Rand in here?
Shut up.
Yes. Let's go.
Let me cook. I have been taken advantage of as a fan. I have been fondled with as a fan. My emotions have been played with as a fan. No fucking Diddy. No Diddy. Pause on all of it. All right. So I'm going to start with the firing of Jimmy Johnson. I didn't realize it at the time, but this was Jerry's way of grooming Cowboy Nation. We figured Jimmy was the one tripping, but most realized that you don't fuck with a 2-time Super Bowl champion and replace him with your good buddy Barry Switzer. All right, after the firing, now I know this may not be in a sequential timeline, but after the firing, number 2, I realized that the Emmitt Smith contract negotiations was some more of Jerry's grooming. But this was akin to him inappropriately touching the best fucking player, leading to 2 lost games to start the season. He's a fucking sicko, a psycho. Something wrong with him. He's a fraud as an owner. And not as an owner, but as a general manager, is a fraud. How do you hold out on, make Emmitt hold out? The nicest guy in the league. Number 3, the 1998 draft, which my friend Jared just tried to speak of, out of line, out of tune. This was the first sign that I couldn't trust this motherfucker. Don't leave him with the kids, people. How do you not draft Randy Moss? How do you not do that? This is the greatest wide receiver we'd ever seen in college. And because you had allowed the White House to exist with the cocaine sniffing and the prostitutes and the strippers, allowed your players to get away with that shit, you wanted this clean boy image, and you chose not to draft the greatest wide receiver we'd ever seen in college football.
Who did they draft?
I can't remember. I'll go back and look at it. Pull it up while I'm cooking, Dante. Pull up the recipe on that. They drafted in 1998. But anyway, as you saw, Randy Moss went on to torch our ass. All right, then after Barry Switzer left, the nonsensical hiring of yes men started. Yes, Jerry Jones was in full Jerry Sandusky mode, starting with Dave Campo, Wade Wilson. He figured he needed to stop molesting his players with these bitch-ass coaches and hire Bill Parcells after that. But because he realized having a real coach wouldn't allow him to continue funneling the franchise, started back with a slew of yes men, going all the way from Wade Phillips and to Jason Garrett, Mr. 8-8 himself, and now we got Mr. Bryant. I ain't my daddy Schottenheimer. What the fuck? Here we go again. Number 5.
Answer is Kevin Carter.
Kevin Carter. Number 5, signing Tony Ono to that $100 million contract, which, without looking it up, was probably the largest contract extension at the time.
It was
For a quarterback. And certainly way too much for Tony Homo. Way too much. This was the first time that I knew that this guy didn't know what he was doing when it comes to managing money and being able to set your team up for success when it comes to distributing the right amount of cash to the right personnel and making sure your team is sufficient. All right, number 6.
6 years, $108 million.
Number 6. This is my friend Jerry's favorite moment. This meat-watching, stupid-ass slave-owning statements. Why Stephen A. Smith didn't lead First Take with the video is beyond me. It's akin to don't ask, don't tell. Or a Catholic church is not out in their priest. This motherfucker was measuring the cocks of his players on camera. This motherfucker, I can't believe it. I don't know why this wasn't the first sign that the NFL should have investigated his ass, just like the NBA did with Donald Sterling. It should have been something akin to that. The man got a 7-inch penis. A 7-inch. Well, who does that? Oh, sick motherfucker, man. I can't believe it. Number 7. This I'm gonna have to take on the chin. Telling the players not to kneel during the Black Lives Matter situation and everything they had going on with Colin Kaepernick. Yes, I'm guilty of overlooking this. Very aggressive molestation of the black fans. I had seen too much at this point and just wanted the team to win. My Stockholm syndrome made me complicit in silence. But no more. I ain't doing it, and I'm finna go back and revisit all of the bullshit that he made players do during that time to emasculate them in the black community, because this was a time to stand up, and he made them people kneel. He made them kneel, just like kneeling.
Or not kneel, to be more accurate.
Or to not kneel. Well, he made them kneel and bow down and suck his Johnson so that they didn't have to kneel, or told them they couldn't kneel. And they did. So they knelt in a way. Number 8, not signing Derrick Henry when he was in your own backyard. What in the entire freak off is we can't afford to pay $10 million for 2 years? And it's stupid. That's a cocksucking move if I ain't never heard of one. Number 9, the stupid ass, let's wait till the very last minute to sign our best players, forcing the franchise to bend over and take it in the ass by Dak Prescott. Another decent, but not top tier, highest paid quarterback level of QB. It's been missed contract extensions after another. We went from Dak to CD to Trayvon, and now we're at number 10 with Michael Parsons. Why? Just why? Why, Lord? Why do we have to put up with this shit? I'm done. That's been Surviving Jerry Jones, brought to you by a disgusted Cowboy fan. You see it. I got a bunch of Cowboy shit in here. I'm almost to the point to where I'm done. I'm gonna have to denounce my Cowboy fandom at some point. I ain't made it there yet, but it's very much on the table that I will put it to the side, put it in the closet, and not come back out until Jerry Jones is in that skybox in hell. May he rest in shit.
Oh, damn.
Well, as a Niner fan, I guess
Damn.
what I'll say to that is, bravo, sir. Bravo.
Hercules. Man, I'm proud of you, man. That's a Herculean effort. I know that's a lot of trauma and pain going through those scenarios with the God-forsaken team that you enjoy and buy paraphernalia for, and they even bought tickets and paid for parking and transportation and probably drank their beers and overpriced food and all that. My uncle told me, he's a diehard Dallas fan, lives in Dallas. He told me that the experience at the time when he went a few years ago, his first experience, is definitely a $300 treat to go to Jerry's World and enjoy a day at the ball field. So kudos. But I gotta say my greatest memories of the things you've just gone through, the word that sticks out is emasculation. And you use that word with perfect timing and precision in your monologue. Listen, what else can you say for a man who has good to great players on his team under his employment? They have outplayed their contract. They are more than deserving of the money that they are asking for. And rather than just get the deal done and continue to move on in a positive way, you would prefer, or he preferred, to hold it away from them like a carrot or like bait on a fishing rod while he plays in the news and in the media with this particular said good to great player. It makes no sense. He wants it to look, to me, he wants it to look like a groveling situation by having it in the news, but it's not, because the player has all the leverage in each of the incidents that you talked about. The player had the advantage, but he wants headlines. He doesn't want Super Bowls. This man has not wanted a Super Bowl for years. He wants the headlines. He wants to talk. He wants to be a lightning rod for this team. He wants to have the first say. And I know you have looked past this point I made last year on several occasions, but when they got their ass trounced and it was Jerry Jones and the rest of the office walking ahead of the players into the tunnel, back into the locker room after the game, to me, it was clear another media pick opportunity to show that I'm the dude in charge. We know that. You're on the team, dude. But you keep making all these choices that hurt your team. And I love it. I love it. Keep doing. Keep going. Please keep on doing it just like you're doing it, Jerry Jones. I love it. Live, old man. Live, old white man. Live. Please keep living. Keep living in this world and keep fucking up this team.
Yeah, I think you summed it up pretty good. Like I said, the only thing I'm hoping for now is that somehow, some way, they trade Michael Parsons. Cowboy Nation is going to go crazy, and I'm here for it.
It'll be a revolt, and I'm
here
kind of.
It won't happen. I don't believe it will happen. But
Michael don't want to leave.
I know, but
he
oh my
already
God, I would be.
Well, you listen. Y'all can't put this on Michael. The way that the thing is set up now is players have to opt out before they go into training camp.
I think we're thinking alike right now, Dante.
They have to opt out before they go into training camp. Once he made it to fall camp,
he got to stay. He got to be there. He got to keep showing up.
He ain't finna lose that money.
I don't blame
Nobody's
Mike
finna
at
lose
all.
that money.
Yeah, I don't
we
blame
ain't
Mike
on
at
the
all.
same page.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all.
I blame Michael.
Why?
I mean, I blame Jerry first, but I put some of it on Michael.
Why?
Because Michael got on his podcast on his hot microphone last year during the time of his, when the media started talking about his, upcoming negotiations and blah, blah, blah. He said into a microphone that he ain't trying to be the one to break the bank. He just wants to be a Cowboy. He let those words come out of his mouth, and his owner or the owner of the Cowboys heard that.
That's only part of the story.
And
he also, last year, when he said that, went to the Cowboys and said, let's negotiate. They told him no. We're waiting until next year. So we got to tell the whole story on that.
Yeah,
they have wanted to do that then, but they said no.
That fits in, Dante, but it don't matter if it happened before he said it on the podcast or after. The fact that you let this particular type of owner know that you just really, really, really want to be a Cowboy, because that's what he was saying.
If I'm saying that last July, and then you tell me to kick rocks until next July.
You would have a point. You would have a point if this isn't habitually his MO. Jerry Jones does the same thing every year, and I yet to figure out.
He went overboard this year, though, G.
When it has always put him behind the 8 ball.
He went overboard this year, though, because he was dogging Micah on live microphones during camp. He was saying that CD Lamb, there were more chance for CD Lamb's contract than there was for Micah. And it's just my belief. I believe that the only reason he did it like that is because Micah really said that he wanted to be a Cowboy and basically was saying, I don't want to break the bank. It ain't about the money to me. I just love being here. You don't say that.
Been owning the team.
Forever.
He is an owner of the team. This is not his first rodeo into contract negotiations. He should know what a player says and what they do is a totally different thing, two different things.
Yeah.
If you're suggesting that he got his feelings hurt because Michael said, well, you need to talk to my owner after hearing him say, I want to be a Cowboy.
Right.
Which was after the fact, which was before him telling Michael, well, we don't negotiate. We'll negotiate later in the year or next year. We ain't gonna talk about the extension right now.
But if I ask you, like if I come to you last year, G, and I'm selling you some, and I say, hey, you want to buy it? No, I'll buy it next year. And then next year I see that the market has gone up by 80%. Hell no, I'm not selling it to you for the same price.
That's today's prices, ain't today's price.
It's not today's price. Jerry fucked up on that end. He should have negotiated last year. He would have saved himself probably, I think the Bosa's contract was about $30 million. He could have saved himself 10.
How much he would have saved on? How much he would have saved on getting Dak's deal done?
Right. Exactly. Another $10 million probably.
But you would have saved on CD's deal getting done.
Exactly. Because that wide receiver market blew up so quickly. So it's just like, man, he's just making mistakes with these contracts. And I think this one has gotten personal with Micah's agent too. I think there's between him and the agent.
That's exactly what it is. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Man, fuck Jerry Jones.
And turn the corner to taking out the trash, our final segment. Speaking of fucking.
Oh, that can't be the transition. That can't be the transition.
We got green dildos being thrown at WNBA games. Now, me for one, I won't lie. I found it hilarious when it first happened, you know what I'm saying? Then when it happened again, okay, I'm like, okay, now it's a little silly, you know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on it, brothers? Thoughts on this foolishness that's going on, man, and the reason behind it, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be too serious about it.
Right.
I thought the shit was kind of funny.
Right.
But and I know that there are some, from what the originators or the people who the dildo meme coin supposed to be the ones that kind of started it, but they're saying that it was just for jokes. And I get
a marketing stunt, basically.
Right. I get that. But there's been what, 5 incidents of this happening?
I think so.
Over the last few weeks. We know that the other people that are doing it are being trolls.
Yep.
This is an environment of the MAGA culture, which is a trolling culture, which they want to own the libs, and they see the WNBA asking for the same compensation as the men. The whole Caitlin Clark situation, which I think is overblown, way too much.
Right.
They see it as a way of trying to own and troll the WNBA players who they believe are liberals, leftists, lesbians, or whatever. And just watching some of the YouTube comments, they're being totally disrespectful and have a disdain for the WNBA. So that's part of their culture war.
Right.
And so they're kind of bleeding in what was supposed to, I believe, was to be a joke. I'll take them at their word. There was a joke because, again, the shit was funny. And they're making it some type of culture war that they've made all of the other stuff to be culture wars to give their base red meat. So,
right. As of yesterday, it said there have been 7 confirmed incidents of that happening. So 7.
Damn. That's crazy. 7 times. You listen. This is what I'll say. It's disrespectful. It's unfortunate. It makes no sense for it to become a political matter. That's ridiculous. But it, to me, is showing that the WNBA has garnered more attention, although it's negative, because of their influx of good players and the attention that some of the new players' fan base has brought to the league. And I know we talk about Caitlin Clark and her fan base all the time. And the last time we talked about that, we were talking about the racial issue. And I didn't make my point clear. My race part of it is just the fact that she has a huge white following. All of the stuff of pitting it black and white, blah blah blah, is derived from that. I just, I don't think any of it is coming from a real place, other than that she just got a big white following since high school or college or whatever you want to say. But there's more notoriety out there. The league is getting to the point, or making headway to the point, where they're gonna finally start making some money. And this is an attempt to have a black eye on that, whether you want to call it a prank or whatnot. I stand firm in that the WNBA and the NBA should make they should teach a lesson to these people in this group, and they should, however far they can go with the law on this, I think they should do it to ensure that this type of stuff never happens again. You got to strike fear in the heart of men that want to do this type of stuff, or boys or women, whoever's doing it. It's ridiculous. It's disrespectful. But it's some negative. It's some negative pub, but I'm hoping they'll find a way to turn it into a positive and just grow from it and learn from it, and we'd never have to revisit anything like this again.
Yeah, I'm kind of with G on it. Like I said, I ain't gonna spend too much time on it. Like I said, I'm not getting too serious on it, other than the fact that I hope at this point that it's over. It was fun. I'm with G. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed the first couple times. I was like, okay, it's a little funny, a little silly, but a little funny. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. At this point now, it's like, okay, it's gone on long enough. 7 incidents. Okay, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? We get your point. You know what I'm saying? If it's the meme going, I'm like G. At this point, it could just be people trolling, trying to follow suit, the copycats or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully at this point it just dies down, you know what I'm saying? And those women can get back to, playing their games without disruption, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a serious issue. I'm with you. I don't know about, putting them in jail and all that. Maybe some arrests, yeah, and some fines or whatever. I don't think it's for me, a jailable offense, you know what I'm saying? Unless you same person has done it multiple times or whatever. But hopefully at this point it's over with, you know what I'm saying? They can get back to doing what they do, which is playing the game that they love, you know what I'm saying? Whether you love it or not, you know what I'm saying? They deserve the right to be able to play it without it being stopped because of silliness at this point, you know what I'm saying? So
however long they jail people for throwing harmful objects at, you know, all the other professional sports, you know, football, I think football, was it Philly or somewhere where they were throwing batteries or whatever at the players on their way out the field. We've heard those type of stories. To me, jail them as long as those type of people get jailed, just to send a message. I think the message got to be clear, man. If these people are not jailed, if they are not jailed,
the battery,
you better believe the next
somebody
one is coming.
with silicone meat, though, it's not the same as, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but you're disrupting a corporation. Right. You're disrupting a corporation.
That's what I said. So if you want to disorderly conduct them or whatever comes with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hit them with a disorderly conduct or whatever,
I would hit them with a sexual assault.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, inappropriate stuff that, you know, you can throw
I
on
don't know about the sexual assault and all that, but like I said, disorderly conduct or something, maybe.
I think they need to be. I think they need to go back to their neighborhoods and they need to be registered as sex offenders in their neighborhood for however long they need to be registered as sex offender, and see how funny that shit is.
Well, we'll see, because I got a feeling that it's probably not over. That we're gonna get a couple more. So we'll see how the WNBA is handling it, man. But
they need to rough them up, like Trump said. Put them in the back of the van.
Oh no, we
don't be so nice.
We're not doing nothing Trump fucking said. We're not doing nothing Trump.
Oh, turn the shit back on their ass, because I'm pretty sure they MAGA. I'm pretty sure they MAGA.
But man, that's all we have for this week from the old heads, man. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button on YouTube, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Also,
alert bells.
You can join the movement on the Facebook page, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Look us up on Facebook if you want to join the group for some great sports discussion. Hey, you talk about some real discussions. Now you can't have you can't be sensitive though. If you join the group, you can't be sensitive. Trash Talking with the Old Heads on Facebook as well. Anything else, brothers, before we get up out of here?
Hey, man, but we are close to creating our very last greatest college football program and team since the 1980s. We just completed team 4. We got 3 more teams to go. The top 3 rated teams,
including my team.
Yes, sir. We need to hear from you. We still have Miami, Florida State, and the University of Alabama, Sabinville, Sabintown, whatever you want to call it. We need to hear from you fans. It's going to be time to vote at some point this season. We still got to go through the rosters. We got to determine the best groups and all of that, but we want you a part of this ride to help us determine the greatest college football program since 1980. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook.
Get that top going, baby. It's almost time. We got 2 weeks.
This man got college quarterback football issues right here.
But what about the rest of that goddamn team?
you got some pieces, but you got to find out who's gonna pull that trigger. Who is pulling the trigger?
Hey, don't worry about it. I know y'all gonna try to screw me. I already see it coming. You know what I'm saying? I already know what y'all gonna
like y'all screwed Emmitt Smith and
I know what y'all gonna try to do. I already know what y'all gonna try to do.
I want you to have the best.
Y'all screwed Emmitt Smith and Ezekiel Elliott.
I want you to have the best. I want you to have the very best. Charlie Ward. We can dig the dog.
For the old heads, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thanks for everybody that's joined the Trash Talking thing on Facebook and on YouTube, man. We appreciate y'all. We rolling towards 1,000. We need your help and support to keep this thing going, man. Please, one last time, y'all know what it is. Smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you. We out of here.
Peace.